So I've just had the Triumph Speed Twin 1200 RS for a few days. It is Triumph's most aggressive, track-inspired, modern classic street bike in the Bonneville range. The question is it too hardcore for daily use, or is it the ultimate blend of sports bike and retro styling? Let's find out. So let's get started with power and performance, because after all that is what the RS version of this bike is all about. So the RS uses Triumph's 1200cc parallel twin liquid cooled engine with a 270-degree firing order. Now what that actually means is this engine gives you a smoother power delivery and much better control, especially when you're coming out of corners. The power is best in the mid-ranges, but it is responsive throughout the entire range. It has a slip and assist clutch and a 6-speed gearbox. This basically means you don't need to use the clutch to change gear, which enables the rider to switch up gears faster into those corners, etc. Now the throttle delivery feels really responsive. There's no lag or blips, and it's particularly good once you push it past those mid-ranges. Now the braking on the RS is one of its standout features because it's got these 4-pot Brembo calipers up front with these twin 320mm floating discs. The rear has got a 220mm disc with a Nissin 2-pot caliper. Now the braking is all tied in to this ABS lean sensitive system with its intelligent IMU ABS, which balances the braking with lean angles. So the braking on this bike is really intelligent and really strong, and when you pair that with the power delivery, it's a fantastic bike to ride. So let's talk tech, because the RS is jam-packed full of it. So the RS comes with this LCD TFT display, and it's clear and easy to read. It shows the rider a range of information and it connects to your phone via the Triumph app, though I personally run into some connection issues, but it could be because this is a demo bike. Now in bright sunlight, the screen can sometimes get a little bit washed out, which makes it harder to see at a glance. Now you've got 3 riding modes on this bike, and they are road, rain and sport, with sport being unique to the RS version. What that does is it sharpens up the throttle response, it relaxes the traction control, and it raises the ABS threshold to a far more dynamic ride. There's also that lean sensitive ABS and traction control with its intelligent IMU system, plus you've got Triumph's up and down quick shifter as standard. Cruise control doesn't come as standard on this bike, but it can be added as an additional extra. So the Speed Twin RS delivers a planted, confident feel, and it's really responsive and delivers so much feedback when you put it into those corners, and that is largely down to its suspension setup. Now the RS has got the upgraded suspension system, which is these fully adjustable 43mm Marzocchi upside down forks, and they are adjustable for preload, compression and rebound dampening. At the rear, you've got these twin Öhlins piggyback shocks, and they are also fully adjustable with preload, compression and rebound. And these big, wide handlebars demand a presence on the road, and they are great for flicking the bike into those corners, although they can hinder you a little bit when it comes to filtering through town. On twisty roads, the handling of this bike is super flickable. It is so responsive. You can easily flick it into corners and just push it out, and it feels light and responsive. On the daily commute, however, this ride feels a little bit too stiff and gives little forgiveness over bumps. The riding position is forward with your feet pushed back in that tucked in riding position, and you're leaning forward on the bike, which makes crawling through traffic a little bit less comfortable. Hitting rough spots like potholes pogos you around on the bike because of the stiffness and the positioning of being up and forward over those bars. So it's not great for that daily commute, but excellent on those twisties. Speaking of the riding position, the RS has got a far sportier, more aggressive riding position. Now the handlebars sit a little further forward and the foot pegs are higher and set back. The seat height is slightly sculpted to tuck you in. Add in the angled gear shifter and the whole setup gives the bike a sharper, more purposeful feel. The seat height is 810mm, which might be a bit on the tall side if you're on a shorter side like myself. At 5'5", I found myself shifting to one side at the traffic lights. Still, once you're on the move, the bike feels agile and grounded. So let's talk about the styling. Now the 2025 Speed Twin RS is unapologetically sport focused, and therefore these modern twists on this retro styling seem just a little bit less offensive. These massive fully adjustable forks and these big rear shocks seem to work a little better. Even the tank indents that I disliked on the stock model seem to flow a little better on the RS, and I think this is down to its aggressive stance and its sports bike setup. This bike has just enough retro charm which doesn't attempt to hide its modern tech, but instead it sits quite comfortably side by side. So what do I think of the 2025 Speed Twin RS? Well, there's no doubt that this bike is built for the Twisties. With its forward-facing lean angle, with those fully adjustable upside-down forks and those big Öhlins rear shocks, then massive Brembos and calipers, this bike is built for performance. It's built for things like track days and those faster-paced rides. So if you're a rider that loves that aggressive riding stance, then this bike is the bike for you. What I would say is if you're a daily commuter and you're looking for something as a little bit of an everyday bike, then it could become a little bit tiring. Even though the suspension is fully adjustable, it's unlikely that you're going to be adjusting all those suspension setups every time you take the bike out. What I would say, yes, I'm a little bit on the smaller side, so I'm not completely flat-footing the bike. And obviously, if you're a little bit taller, it's not going to be much of an issue. But you still have the problem that the riding position is up and forward and those rear sets are back. So it does demand that you're always being tucked into that bike naturally. And if you're doing a daily ride, doing a daily commute, it can be a little bit tiring. So in summary, the Speed Twin 1200 RS is a gorgeous punchy machine with serious handling credentials, although it's not perfect for every situation. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a little thumbs up. You can subscribe to the channel by clicking that little button below. And if you click the bell icon, that will tell you when I next release my latest video. What I would say is put your comments in the description below. Have you got the 1200 RS? Have you upgraded your bike from the standard 1200? What do you think of both models? Have you tested them both? What do you think those differences are, and are they worth that extra price tag? Also, another little thing, are you using that Triumph app? Now, when I checked on the App Store, it only had 2 out of 5 stars. So I'd be really interested to see what is your experience of using the app? How is it integrating with the TFT? Please do let us know in the comments box below. So all that's left for me to say in the meantime is safe riding, safe driving, happy adventures, and I'll see you in the next one.